Hello, David Geltner here to introduce Chapter 22. Throughout the financial economics part of this book, we emphasized two major concerns of investors: total return and the risk surrounding that return. In Chapter 22, we take our decision-making focus to the level of the investor's overall wealth, the portfolio level. At that level, the most basic investment decision is how to allocate the investor's wealth. How much should be invested in one asset or one class of assets versus another, among the range of all the possibilities. This is a so-called top-down investment decision because it provides the high-level strategic direction for the investments, rather than the specific decision of which individual investment assets to invest in or how much to pay for any given investment, which would be the bottom-up decisions. But return and risk still remain the major focus of our attention. In practice, for real estate, such high-level strategic investment decision-making based on formal analysis and methodology is typically only used by high-net-worth family offices and large investment institutions, such as pension and endowment funds, sovereign wealth funds, life insurance companies, and so forth. Broadly speaking, three major formal methodologies are prevalent: index-based or benchmark-based passive allocation, risk parity allocation, and mean variance portfolio theory, also known as modern portfolio theory or MPT. Of these three, MPT has the most rigorous analytical grounding and academic pedigree. It is traditionally the most widely taught in graduate schools of business, and it is widely considered in industry practice. Accordingly, we devote most of Chapter 22 to educate you in this Nobel Prize-winning theory and toolkit. But the other two approaches are also very widely employed and perhaps ultimately are closer to determining the actual allocation strategies of many institutions. Passive allocation and risk parity can be presented more easily than MPT, as they have less deep and rigorous bases, and Chapter 22 presents a briefer treatment of them at the end. After reading this chapter, you should understand four major points. 1. What is meant by modern portfolio theory and how to apply this theory using computer spreadsheets. 2. What are the major strategic investment policy implications MPT holds for real estate investment at the broad brush level of the overall mixed asset portfolio? And 3, what is the usefulness of the riskless asset assumption and the meaning of the Sharpe maximizing portfolio? And finally, 4, what is the difference between mean variance portfolio theory and other approaches to portfolio allocation widely used among professional investors, namely passive allocation and risk parity? Enjoy the chapter.